figure this shit out. I'm gonna put my investigation hat on.
Hey, Pumpkin.
How was your first shift? How was your first shift back?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Did good. Got
Hey,
some
keep it
dirty
down.
criminals.
Kind of study here.
I'll tear that mustache off.
You leave my
Don't
mustache
you
alone.
dare. What the hell's wrong with you, Reed? Are you threatening my Pookie Bear?
Yo,
Not that.
Yeah.
What's so crazy
my-
about it?
Hey, he's my little pudding pop.
Oh hell yeah! Well, we got little donuts here.
Hell yeah. Duh. Just, I mean, look at us. Obviously, the two most handsomest cops on the force.
I mean, that's subjective.
No, it's just facts.
No, it's subjective.
Sorry, buddy.
No, it's not.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
All right. Listen, you're obviously a little biased.
Yeah.
I am not.
And you're obviously biased to yourself, so what does that mean?
No, it's.
I think
this
he's
is
lying.
obviously facts. It's science.
Holy shit! It's
Just look it up.
is that Avery.
Oh my god.
Plus, we took a vote.
What do you mean? You saw me yesterday.
It was just me and him there, but we
Oh my
took
God. Anyways, I gotta go grab my lawyer.
Have fun. He's wearing clothes. He's wearing real clothes.
I don't want to stop this.
Wait, who?
Jack Daniels. He wasn't. I know. I was shocked.
Where?
I just saw
He went to
him.
grab his lawyer.
Yeah, he went to go get the lawyer.
Hey Joe, what did you need me for?
Oh, nothing. I was just wondering why you pissed off.
Why I'm pissed off? What do you mean I'm pissed off?
She's got a little pep in her step.
Are you making fun of the way I'm walking?
What?
Say, you better not make fun of my girl, Robin.
Them boots are made for walking, and that's just what that is.
Facts.
Where's my Venus embrace?
One of these days, them boots are gonna walk all over you if you don't.
I need to get a canine and name it Pluto.
No. No.
Why?
Oh, yep.
No. It actually is the cutest name. I can't lie.
Imagine Pluto with Jupiter. Holy
That'd be
shit.
kind of funny.
Yo,
But he's
why am
gonna
I
be-
being roasted?
But he's gonna be goofy if the dog's
Why
named
That's
Pluto.
not-
Why are
I
you
think
being...
that's cute.
Who said you're being roasted?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yup.
Pluto?
I need to get a canine
Oh,
and
fuck
name it
you,
Pluto.
yeah.
Oh, you should do
I
it.
can't with y'all. I
The
can't.
demons told me to.
Listen, all I'm saying is nobody better fucking start with an Elmo voice. I'll die.
Mr.
I
Diaz.
hate it so much.
You said Elmo voice?
No,
Alrighty,
okay, I'm gone. I hate it.
You're all good.
Do I hear Elmo out there?
Hold on.
Yep,
why are you,
you
guys
sure
so
do,
fucking good at that
Because I
voice?
told them
Like,
I fucking hate
missing
Elmo
something? Was
voice,
there a
and
training
that
on
happened.
Alright, brother. You're all good.
Holy shit, man! He popped
I'm
that out of
just-
his ass.
Are
I
we
was-
here for a play? Is that our
Nope.
meeting?
I
Is
ain't
Elmo
popped nothing
here?
out my ass.
Oh, you gotta be one of
The
the
only
cool
thing
kids who hit in the
popping
back?
out of this ass is this ass.
Okay,
Listen,
why
most
do
of the
you know
seats in the
that-
front
how
are
do you know
taken.
her voice like that so
Anyways,
well?
There's
so
literally like
give me a
open.
rundown
What do
while
you
we're walking
mean?
Best.
I'm waiting for my FTO.
got a
Uh,
call for
ma'am,
suspicious
you don't
hangout.
wanna-
Oh, you just don't like sitting with us, huh?
First, I'll
You're
probably-
Too good for us.
This is a meeting.
That's it.
Sit in the chair, yeah.
Dang
Yeah,
it,
it
people
doesn't
already
even-
got the good chairs.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
duh.
Thank you.
That's
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying.
My tea.
Should have been here earlier.
You can sit on my lap, Bobby.
I'm eating the desk.
You could
How's
just
it
sit
taste?
Down across both of us, honestly.
Like
Damn it,
Oh,
Bobby.
Mars, you're sitting fine.
Yeah, you're
How
sitting
you want
fine
it?
here.
I don't mind. Sorry. Like,
Oh, he's got the probe. He'll just. I don't want to bend over now.
Okay. You mind if I sit next to you? Or you saving the seat for somebody?
I'm saving it for you.
That's
It's for you,
fucking
Purdy.
right.
10-7.
Come sit next to me, beautiful. Oh shit! Why can't I say? Okay, there we go.
Make sure everyone goes 10-7 and then open up your MDT one more time to make sure that it reflects.
Do one of you want to put them live so they can see them once we start?
It's gotta be locked first, right?
Yeah, lock it so so only we can touch it. We can worry about adjusting things in it later and getting that permission set up, but just for now, so they can look at it.
What are we looking at?
We'll get it moved into the proper locations after the fact. Just so it's viewable.
It is locked and on LSPD chat.
My man's a compressed version of Goldstone.
On God, though.
I don't think anyone heard me. All right, we're gonna give it a few more minutes before we get started. So.
All right, Chief. Yeah, Chief.
Woo!
What?
All right.
Oh.
Damn it, Bobby.
The Chief's cowboy hat on.
God damn it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby.
It's from Bobby
Boy,
Burgers.
right.
Went to
I
Taco
sell
Bell and got me
propane
a
and propane accessories. I'll tell you
blast.
what.
That was actually pretty good.
Whoa.
Make sure all of you are yelling so we can hear you.
Yeah, make sure again, go 10-7 in the MDT and then close it, open it back up again so that way it reflects.
It shows on you. I never went on duty.
Same.
You guys never see me on duty.
Facts.
Emotions.
Yeah, maybe for 5 minutes.
Yo, the fact that most people say facts is crazy.
It's not crazy if it's true.
Crazy. I was crazy once.
They locked me in a room. A
Rubber
rubber
room?
A rubber room with rats. And rats
That's
make
pretty
me
crazy.
crazy?
I was crazy once.
They locked me in a room.
Rubber room.
A rubber room with rats.
That's pretty crazy.
Crazy?
Okay, we get it. You're fucking
Who's this
crazy.
imposter?
Okay.
Alright, we get it. You were in a rubber
Wait a
room
minute.
and you're insane.
I see a familiar face.
Question. Oh, I shouldn't already be asking this. Actually, never mind.
Whoa.
Sorry, I read way ahead.
Southside Eater has arrived.
It's about the vehicles. It says
At
officers
ease.
can get the Taurus.
Oh, that's getting,
Welcome back, Avery.
That's being changed. That was
Okay.
before.
I'm actually surprised you came back. I thought you were really upset with the department.
Sorry about that.
No,
but
no,
it's
I
still
wasn't.
with the old
Honestly, it was
vehicle
just
still.
burnout.
I understand
good
completely.
vehicle.
Had nothing to do with that. I was actually frustrated
It
that I
was a
couldn't
good,
make
solid
myself come
vehicle.
back.
The only good vehicle.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
what
It's
matters
easy
is you're
vehicle.
here now, so
For officers,
welcome
Yeah,
back.
I'm
before,
actually
it was
really happy
good.
that I'm back. I spent a good bit of time on duty yesterday, and it felt really good. So
SOPs.
That's good. I will tell you now, the
Hey,
burnout
Frank.
will come again, but if you need to
Oh,
take
I'm
an
sure.
LOA, just
Because there is something I
take
have
a
to mention
week, take a few
about
days
them,
if you need it.
'cause some were giving out.
yeah, I think coming back with
improperly,
no
so we're gonna have to get
responsibilities
those
is helping me a
back
lot. I
from
asked,
certain people,
I asked
so.
Juana, just put me at officer,
But
please. I'll even go through
alright,
cadet phase again if that's what I need
give
to
it
do.
one more minute, see
I
if we
just
can get
don't
anyone else
want
coming
to
in.
come
and then
back
we'll
with
get started.
responsibilities.
Yeah. For me, I mean, you remember, well, I don't know if you
While
remember,
we're
but
waiting, if you guys want to go ahead and
back
look in
a few months ago when I spoke with you,
chat and
I
emails,
said I only
you'll
wanted to be
see
a
that
corporal.
we
Now
put
look,
up the new
I know.
SOPs.
I just,
You guys want to start reading over
the
those?
responsibilities didn't
and we're gonna
bother me,
go
so I just
through
kept
and,
going.
go over some of the new
Good,
stuff.
good.
But
A lot of it's
I
still
don't mind
pretty
stepping down if I
similar.
have to.
but there is a few big things that are going to be changing. So we're gonna have to get used to that, which is why this is kind of an important why this is an important kind of meeting for everyone to be here for.
Well, once again, welcome back.
All right. Oh yeah. So have you guys heard about the criminal who? Oh, I messed the joke up. Never mind.
Jesus.
No, you didn't. Keep going.
Wow,
Keep
I was
going.
about
You
to
did.
laugh.
No, 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 no.
Wow.
No, no, you didn't mess it up. Keep going.
It
Keep
made
going.
me laugh.
Did you guys
That's
hear about
my
the criminal
chief
who
right
stole
there.
a lamp?
Say it
He got a
again. Say
very
it
light
again.
sentence.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
You're welcome. That's my fault.
How dare
Hey.
Did you
Listen, bad
Say what?
jokes during the meeting used to be my thing, so I texted it to him.
He stole a lamp.
I got you. Jax, I got you. I got you. You ready for this?
Hit it.
Ended up
Did
in
you
human
hear about
labs.
the did you hear about the midget psychic that broke out of prison?
Okay, we're done.
He was
Yeah,
a small
we're done.
There's
medium
a
at
small
large.
medium at large. I know that
That's
one.
crazy.
Anyway,
I didn't hear the punchline.
You're small, medium, large.
You do not need to hear the punchline, Chief.
Jesus.
No, what he didn't need to hear was the setup. The punchline was all right.
Knock knock.
Let's just change the subject.
SWAT.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Open your
No,
door.
just ignore the
Dishes.
door. Ignore the door.
Oh, you
Dishes,
already started,
please.
Moana. Don't quit now. Come on.
Open the door.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
Who was there again? Sorry, what?
Dishes.
Dishes who?
Dishes the police. Open up.
All right. Well, she's fired again.
You just came back. Do you want to leave that fast?
Wait, that was
She-
so funny. What do you mean?
Well,
Can she just eat a blueberry?
well, this used to be former officer
Undersheriff.
captain
Former
undersheriff, then demoted to
undersheriff,
captain,
that's right.
Then we demoted down, then we hired as
She
officer.
interviewed
Now
me.
now fired again.
I
Have
wasn't
a good
fired,
day.
to be fair. I stepped down.
You're fired now.
Oh, real quick, one last joke. If we could have Officer Cosmos come up to the stage, please.
Oh God, you gonna show his bald head as
Oh
a joke?
no, what's going on?
He might
Cosmos,
blind us.
enlighten our fellow officers on that thing you told me about what you did to the suspect the
No,
other day.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yesterday.
no.
What did he do? Did he like do something?
Yeah, no, I
I'm
need to
thinking
know
like
now.
he
I'm
gave
Yeah,
himself
yeah.
under the
Snake,
desk
okay?
support.
You what?
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
You milked his what? Snake?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Consensually?
Okay,
Yes.
From behind
well,
too. From
Yeah, it was-
behind.
it was a reach
from
around.
behind
Oh my
is
God.
crazy.
Tongue game.
Man, I never get the good cases.
Hey, Chief. Hey, Chief.
That was
Hey, Chief.
all right, so
On
we're
what?
5 minutes in.
all right.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, now I'm gonna start now. I was waiting for 5 minutes. Make sure everyone got here.
Damn. And one more.
All right. So, as
It's
you guys
crazy.
can
I'm
obviously
texting
tell
it to him. I'm
now,
gonna
we have
distract him
new
after this.
SOPs going live as of today. There are a few changes inside. I'm gonna go through them down the list a little bit.
I'm ready. Who's gonna stop?
Like I said, some of them haven't really changed, but some of them kind of got reworded to be worded a little better, and a couple did get fully changed. So, I'll start going through those now. Disciplinary actions are pretty much the same. You have the strike systems. Saka, do you want to go over the strike systems since you that was reworded by you and stuff?
So strike system changed a little bit. So we can start utilizing it more. And having more track of what's going on. As you guys can read, it's just simple enough. Verbal warning is that expires in a week.
Real quick to grab a fingerprint off of.
The second written warning that expires in 2 weeks. Then an official strike that expires in 1 month. The accumulation of actual strikes prevents you from getting new promotions. until they expire, and the accumulation of 3 strikes will trigger a mandatory evaluation by High Command, High A, and some of your peers. That's pretty much the new strike system.
Very nice. I like.
All right. So going in the list, everything up until standard patrol basically looks the same. In standard patrol, there's a few things. The conditions for partnering on a patrol is on there. So officers may partner in a single unit only if at least 3 individual units are already actively patrolling. This will ensure adequate deployment across the PD while allowing for teamwork in critical areas. Obviously, this doesn't include this circumstances of certain people that have certain circumstances where they need to ride with somebody. They are an exception to that one, but they're the only exception. But then that, yeah, so we make sure we have at least 3 units separate before we start pairing up. Just so, and it'll make more sense why once we get into the on-scene limitations part of the SOPs. All right. So vehicles, everything should pretty much be the same. We're gonna start now that we have some vehicles handed out. We're gonna start going back to the vehicle request forms and getting those utilized again. Now that the initial push of vehicles is out. So once you go up, if you go up a rank and you need to get a new vehicle, put in the request form for it so we can keep documented of what you have. So yeah, and everything else is pretty much the same when it comes to vehicles. The vehicles you're allowed to get will be adjusted. There's a few that are messed up in there, but overall will get adjusted. Sorry. So you can see in the SOPs that things are on weapons. You'll see that some things are marked with red, some are marked with green. Red are going to be SWAT specific weapons that SWAT's going to be certified to use. They're also going to be the ones starting to do the weapons training for our SMGs and ARs and shotguns if we allow them to be used outside of SWAT. All right, so I'm gonna get to the big part here. That's gonna be the most questions and probably the biggest change in the entire SOP is going to be our on-scene limitations. Originally, we had it separated by units, but we are going back to individual officer counts. So the first thing I want to hit on with this before we get into the actual numbers is because the number requirements, we need to make sure we're actually flexing our G muscle when we're responding to calls and dispatch, so we can actually mark down who's going to which call, because that's gonna make it a lot easier for us to keep track of who's on scene, rather than having to go through and count each individual officer on scene. So that's one of the big things we want to make sure that we're doing from this point on, just to kind of, like I said, easier to keep track that way. So when it comes to the amount of officers we can have on a scene, it's going to be criminal +3. So you can have so if there's one person, you can have 3 officers on the scene. to a max of 9 officers, obviously, because you can have 6. They can have 6 per scene. You can have 9. We can have 9 officers on a normal scene. Now, if an officer goes down, that is now a all hands on deck can respond to that call once an officer goes down to that scene. The limits are off on that one. So that you go ahead and do that. These limits include probationary officers and every vehicle except for Air 1. Now, if Air 1 were to do hot drops for some reason, then the units inside the Air 1 would count as units for that. But normally we don't do hot drops unless we absolutely need to, and an officer goes down as it is anyway. So Air 1's currently the only unit that does not count towards that count. But we still have to follow the actual Air 1 SOPs per scene.
Question, just to clarify.
Yep.
This isn't this is like 9 actual like individuals, right? Not
Correct.
9 different cars.
Correct. 9 individual officers. Yes.
Okay.
So there could be 9 cars in the scene.
Right.
Because
right.
because if everyone's riding alone, there could eventually be 9 cars on the scene. We are gonna stick with on pursuit though, trying to keep it to the 3 or 4 cars in the pursuit. And that is strictly to prevent people getting in each other's way. We don't want to have 9 cars chasing one vehicle. Otherwise, it's just gonna be headaches, and you're gonna have people getting in front of people and hitting each other out of the way and stuff. It's gonna be more of a headache. So we still want to keep it to where we have it now, where it's 3 or 4 vehicles on a chase, as long as we're staying within numbers. That is.
I have a question about that.
Yep.
How would we handle a situation, for just an example, a speeding vehicle? We attempt to pull it over, they don't pull over. We have no idea how many are in the vehicle.
You can start off, but you can start just by going with what you know. So just do the 3 officers, and then once you can verify there's more in there. So, for example, if you go with 1 for now, so you get 3 officers on the scene, and then you find out there's 1 more, just call an additional unit to cover that person.
So if we're not sure how many, we can't have any doubled up units respond if there's like to get to that 3, I guess.
Yeah, we have that's one of those issues that's going to end up becoming a thing. Unfortunately, with the way it is, but it's one of those tough ones. Obviously, like if we can't know, we have to play it safe. We don't want to go over on the numbers because we can get in trouble for it at this point if we go over numbers. So I'd rather play it safe and then call on extras rather than having to worry about and having to risk you guys getting in trouble for pulling on too many people.
I mean, realistically, you can almost always verify that pretty quickly, whether there's a passenger or not.
Make sure you're yelling.
I am.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll spin out or something like that. You can usually see the passenger seats, but yeah, I mean, if you don't know, stick it to 3 officers. Like at minimum, you'll have 2 cars on scene. If you have someone that's paired up.
That still allows you an extra vehicle though.
Wait, so
even if
3
you're paired up.
officers or 3 units?
Yeah, I don't know.
Officers.
It's
Officers
officers
now.
So it's going to be
So
officers.
is it?
So
Wait, sorry. Is it the number of criminals plus 3, or is it 3 per criminal?
Number of criminals plus 3.
Number of
So
criminals plus 3.
So
Yeah.
minimum, like, or I guess the smallest maximum would be 4 people.
Yes, correct. I think I misspoke earlier. Yeah, it's my bad. Yeah,
Okay.
that's 4.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
my bad.
making sure that I understand.
Yeah, so it's criminal
So-
plus 3.
So you could have a
if
doubled up
it's-
car
Okay.
and then request
Cool.
another doubled up car on
And
a traffic
we'd be
stop for 1
chilling.
person.
That'd be
Yeah, so you can have
perfect.
2
Okay.
cars doubled up on 1 person.
Okay. Cool.
Questions on the
Will
vehicle?
that be the same for like a store robbery, for example? One suspect inside, and if 2 cars arrive, both doubled up, it's just a 2-car pursuit.
That's all it can be. Yep.
Okay.
What if there's
Oh,
hostage
okay.
and hostage taking? How should we handle that in future? Like, could we have one additional role just to take hostages and not get involved?
Yeah, we can have one additional to just for strictly for hostage, but they won't be attached to the scene afterwards. They can take the hostage and
80.
then to the 80. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just so we can have enough on the chase as well. Yeah, I can. I think that's agreeable.
Can we
I don't
have that
foresee that being
added
an issue.
in if
Yeah, I can
it's
get
not
that
already
added. Yeah.
there? Okay.
That's
Yeah, I can get
agreeable.
It's
Now,
agreeable.
once we attach to the scenario, right?
Yep.
Are those the only officers allowed to be on that scenario? Like, we're not interchanging officers, correct? Unless they bring in
Correct.
interference
Yeah.
vehicles
This
and
is.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get on this next. Yes. So, one thing that I have been seeing out there a lot of times is interchanging officers out. If you crash your vehicle out and your vehicle is red engined, we should not be calling in somebody to replace you in the chase unless we're short a person and but at that point you shouldn't pull anybody in to swap out with you unless we already need someone else. If you're on that chase, you are on that chase. You can have someone temporarily swap out if you wanted to, but no, actually no, never mind. Disregard. I even said that.
So if we need gas,
No
we
temporary
can't
swap out.
have
No,
have a
break off real quick, get fuel, and then reattach. You should still have two people on that chase that should be able to keep up with the car, and it only takes a few minutes to fuel. It's just gonna get too confusing if we let people temporarily take over and then you have to pull them back out again. It's just simple. It's easier and more simple just to not have anyone changing out because things can get confusing and then yeah, it's just but obviously if they were to swap vehicles, go ahead and swap out of the chase or go ahead and repair your vehicle and come back because obviously that's allowed for our SOPs. But if you crash out of the chase and you can't keep pursuing, um, you can't reattach until they swap and then you can repair your vehicle or get a new vehicle out.
Do we still get additionals for interference vehicles, etc.?
Yes. Obviously to the max that we run into. Yeah.
So the additional for the interference vehicles, is that now limited instead of to 2 units per interference? Is it now again based on
It's gonna be
the
based on numbers, yeah.
So if
I need
an
a calculator.
additional That's what I'm saying. But I mean, realistically, like if one person comes to interfere with their car, it kind of opens up to having more units on it because then we could have another 3 people theoretically.
We were given a hard
Or
max
wait.
of 9
No,
officers
no, no.
per scene.
Yeah, something.
It would
I don't
be
know.
it would
Math
be
is
different.
hard.
Let's say let's say you go after the interference vehicle and you break off the initial
Mhm.
chase. It's a completely different scene, right? So that like after the interference vehicle, if there's like 4 people in the interference vehicle, you could like stack numbers up on that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Rather
But
than
while
like
they're still
on the initial
actively
chase.
interfering, we can only get
But if they're
one
still
more, I guess?
interfering, that's still the same scene.
Yeah.
Right.
So then it's
But you
gonna
can go up to 9 people in that.
Yeah,
At that.
just
if they
just
have enough
remember
people
that we
for
should
that.
never run into more than 6 people, regardless how it's divided on how many cars we're chasing. So that's where our 9 maxes out at, and that's where our people will split off at. So if you're following that interference vehicle, and that interference vehicle goes VCB, then the units that were attached to that should also be removed off of that.
But I think so. If I'm understanding correctly, if we have one suspect that we're chasing, we can have 4 people chasing that person. And then if
Correct.
another attaches, like an interference vehicle attaches with only one person in it, since there's only 2 criminals, we can only have one additional officer at that point.
Correct.
So it has to be a single unit chasing that interference vehicle by themselves at that point until that interference vehicle completely separates themselves from the initial scene.
Correct. That's how I understand it as well.
To me, that feels like an
That's
officer
so
safety
confusing.
thing.
Which usually doesn't happen that often.
That's an officer safety thing. I don't.
Yeah, that seems.
I'm not real big on that.
Also, Chief, not to throw
Yeah,
more on your plate, but what about for people brandishing assault rifles, SMGs, micro SMGs? I mean, is there going to be a limit on that too? Because all it takes is one person with one of those, and they can light up 4
It's-
cops easy.
There's a max of 9, no matter what. That's from what this is what I'm being. This is what we were limited to is a max of 9.
Is that max of 9 or not including a downed officer?
Yeah, if an officer goes down, we can have as many as we want on the scene. We can have the whole force show up on scene at that point.
In terms of the chase, right, where there's one extra vehicle, you have 3 on the first one. You could just double it. You could put 2 on the second one and 2 on the first one.
Well, the issue is what if those people are paired up, and now because then you can't because now we have so her question is going off of like what if we have a 2 double up vehicles chasing the one person, so all 4 officers are in that those 2 vehicles chasing that one person. Now interference attached, we can only have one more attached to that. So then now that officer is chasing that interference vehicle by himself.
That would all just fall under like managing, like who you're calling to the scene.
I think it discourages doubling up in a way, which I get.
100%.
I agree.
But it also it does.
What's wrong with not? Why do we need to double up?
But well, there's certain people that have
Why
to.
should we be forced to ride solo?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I'm not saying force ride solo, but why do we need to be touch button in the car together? I don't understand.
I'm not saying that it's required, but I'm saying for some people it is, and neglecting to think about those people is just kind of ignorant. But
So I don't think it has anything to do about like trying to limit doubling up. I think it's more so trying to limit the fact that there's been scenes where there's been 16 plus officers on scene. There's been scenes that I've been in the last couple days where there's been 10 plus officers on scene. And it's not that it doesn't work, it's that it gets messy. We've got cars flying everywhere. I've been in chases over boosts with 10 other cop cars just flying around everywhere. And I think it's more so, I mean, the crims are hard capped at 6.
They are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be.
They should be.
They
if
know
they're not.
that.
Is the yeah.
They
I
should
don't
be
think they've.
if they're not and you see more, I mean, it should be going like up into a prayer. But the crims are hard capped at 6.
Ahmed.
Oh.
Sorry.
All of a sudden, like overwhelming force.
They should only be. They should only have 2 swap vehicles on as well. They shouldn't be swapping
The
5 or 6
problem is
times.
the word should.
They don't.
should do this.
They
They should
don't,
do that,
yeah.
but they don't listen. I
Right,
mean,
but
they're
it's not
criminals. What do we expect?
the way the Bible is not a it should. It's they have to have 6. Max.
Yeah, I agree, but
you know,
I mean,
Not
they don't
everybody.
always
Not
listen.
everybody's religious.
Can I
buddy.
please queue up my question, please?
Yes,
Yeah.
6. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have 2. It's kind of a 2-parter now. I want to add on to what Cosmo said. Okay, so you said we had 10 cops on a boost. This is the situation. I'll describe it. We got the boost car, 3 on. We have 2 interference, 3 on each. So that we might be doubled up. There might be more, but we're following as in my opinion as it was and how it should. We got 3 units on each car, and that's just basic procedure for a 1080. Anyways, another question I have: how are we doing? What's my ears went out like for a while there, so I didn't hear anything. What's going on with this class 2? We're not carrying one unless you're SWAT. I mean, people have SMGs
No,
every day.
We are carrying it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why is it red then? It's red in there.
It does specify in the text, but underneath.
Okay, I
So
didn't see that.
anything that's
It
red
means
is being
this- yeah.
trained by
Okay.
SWAT. SWAT's the one that does the certifications, not like how it's previously been, corporal or sergeant plus that certifies the person. Just gives SWAT more to do.
Okay, I thought it was only a SWAT carrier. I was gonna say a lot of us are gonna go down if we're not doing that. We had a huge.
I believe
class
the
2
only one
shootout
that's
and
a
lot of
SWAT
people went
carry
down.
is the shotgun at this time.
Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you. I wanted that clarified.
Yep.
Now back to the 1080
Back to the
procedure.
units.
I mean, I can
Right.
discuss. We can discuss it with you about seeing like trying to figure out like a thing for it. But I get you guys.
Change it to +4 and it balances the numbers.
I think that's not a bad start. I
plus
also
4
think that
for-
I just think
Plus
it's gonna
4
get
per.
messy trying to count. I feel like we're gonna end up going over, and then we're gonna be scrambling trying to fix it. Like,
But the way that
Well, that's
That
why
was
you
my
got high
concern as
command
well.
and supervisors. So they should, these guys in white should be watching that shit. To be
when
honest with you.
when I first got here to this city, that was how things were, and I watched command and high command. Some of those people are still high command now, struggle to try to count numbers and go over on numbers.
we're
So
going over numbers currently though.
I'm just saying that this may not help in the way that you think it's
No,
going
but
to.
like, so crims are allowed 6, right? What is
Mhm.
it? The max amount of units? Like right now we have it unit based, right? What's the
3.
max amount of units? Like
3
in
unless
Or
they
if they
have
have
4
4
3
suspects.
over.
All right,
Yeah.
so let's say there's 4 suspects.
It's that time.
we're doubled
Stand
their
up and
number.
stretch your
Everybody
legs.
stand up and stretch.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, good point.
Can we keep silent while you guys walk around? Cosmos is trying to get this point across.
Like right now, right, we're allowed, what was it, 4 units? Each unit can be doubled up. You know what I mean? There's 8 on 4 criminals.
I just think it's gonna be messy because even today, like, officers still weren't calling into calls, and it got messy.
But that's got to be something that's dealt with
Officer based.
through
Right.
high command internally.
Exactly.
I mean,
So,
my thing is
putting
why,
more work
like,
on you guys. Damn.
why are we trying to? I mean, why are we playing, baby simulator with these criminals? If like, yeah, we're double their numbers. We're cops. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Like, we have a lot more restrictions. Yeah,
Way
but like
more.
it's
We can't even shoot first. They have to literally like try to kill one of us in order for us to even do anything.
yeah.
Cops,
That
like
and
30
I
cops
think
can
that's
respond to a cop getting shot.
I think that's like
as it should be.
at that point it's
Yeah,
like, why does
what
it
do you
even
like?
matter? Because if we have 4 units on a car that has 4 suspects in it, and we have 8 people like in those 4 units, like what is the benefit to us having 8 people at that point? If a cop goes down, we get unlimited numbers anyway. So what is the benefit of having 8 people? Like, what is the advantage that we have in that? It's not like we have like 8 vehicles, we have 8 people. And we're not like, because once an officer goes down, we have more numbers anyway. So where
Also,
is
to
the
bounce off of
conflict?
that- Sorry, to bounce off of that as well, the 4 can turn to a 6 really quickly.
Absolutely. Ambushes are a thing.
Yeah. Ask us about humane labs.
Or like
happened
maybe
today.
2 suspects turns to 6. Then
I
we're
mean,
fucked.
it happened to me today. It was a 2v6 with me and Isaac, and we took them all out.
Well,
Like our
not
guns.
everyone's a
We
shooter
get it.
like you.
You're
No,
you're
but
an
like,
odor. We get it, man.
all
You're
our
that
guns
guy, pal.
do
Hell
like
yeah.
crazy damage.
I mean, but a cop
That's
goes
not
down and the
why we're
numbers go
Southside
away.
Rouge.
So what is the
Wait,
where is
so
the conflict, I guess, is what I'm saying. Where is the advantage that we're trying to mediate?
The advantage
Mhm.
is we've got better guns.
Which doesn't matter. The second an
More
officer goes
units.
down, we get as many units as we want. That's what I'm asking. Like,
And they
other
could also
than
have glicks.
other than
It's not just
shootouts,
cops.
It's
other
to
than
keep the actual
shootouts,
scenes themselves like under control and like
Yeah.
to make them look more.
Here's another way to look at it. Okay. When you have all the PD on one scene, you're limited in your response to other issues. There's other calls going unanswered. So you need
Well,
to
all
have
That's why
some
we have
type of limiter in
supervisors
place.
to dedicate people.
Correct.
yeah,
people to
and we
detect.
do
Exactly.
have current on
Like, it
scene
can all be
limitations
managed
that
through
go through
PD, not
units.
government.
all of PD doesn't even get on one scene anyway unless bots
Exactly.
go down.
Yeah.
That's
That
not true.
doesn't
I've seen that
happen.
happen over
So,
several days now.
I
Well,
have a
that and that should be
question.
restricted by high command. That should
Go
be
ahead,
something that they're
Pains.
For high
cracking down
command
on.
specifically.
Correct.
So what was going wrong with the units? Having units respond to calls instead of the officers. So like you guys want to change it, so I just want to like have clarification on what's happening wrong. Like, why do you guys want it changed? What's the conflict?
Is that a me question or?
High command in
That's
general.
to high command in general.
So I guess I'll start with this one. It was like deliberated amongst with the Senate, and that's just the agreement that we came to make all parties happy, both PD side and civilian side.
So
I
there's
won't comment on
nothing
this.
wrong with what we're doing. They just want it changed.
We're
They
too
just
good,
feel
guys.
Classic.
they just
Eh.
feel like it's overwhelming to civilians right now.
Yeah.
They still shorted
Civilians
us
are
anyway.
criminals.
But changing it the way you guys want it is allowing more officers on scene.
No.
There could be potentially be
There's a potential to be more
9
officers on
officers.
scene. Yes, there's a potentially to be more presence on scene with the +3, but the agreement we had with them is that we kept the chases to the same procedure that we use.
So why are we
And
changing it if it's gonna be the
it's
same?
just a limiter so we can match the limit that they have. I understand that they do not follow the limit 80% of the time, but we gotta set an example.
Could we, instead of basing it off of the number of criminals, I feel like we could like kind of have a compromise here of maybe meeting in the middle and having just an officer limit overall that isn't affected by criminal numbers. So let's say like somebody said 9, somebody said 10. If we had that limit, regardless of how many criminals are involved, that we can have involved, and that way, if we have, people doubled up, it doesn't affect them because there are people that have to double up. They can't ride by themselves, and that's not been addressed. Like it's been brought up a couple times, and nobody's really said anything to that.
There should be no issue with them having to double up. I don't.
There
think
will
that's
be
the
issue.
thing.
They'll be pushed off of calls because of numbers.
Yeah, and if that happens, then then they'll get whoever's pushing them off because of that will get in trouble because that's not okay.
Would
It's
it be?
So they don't have a choice.
But
if they-
but
then
if
Yeah, I don't.
only have a certain
but then
amount
if
of
they
numbers on
I
a
don't think
scene.
it's
yeah
an
then if
officer.
they're gonna get
if
pushed off the
people
call
have
because
to
they're
Can
kill
not
we
able
have
to go.
there's a
one
problem.
at a
Can
time,
I
please?
can I finish
Yeah,
what I
I
was
don't
saying
think
though?
it's because
Talking
of
stick.
the officer. I think it's because of the limitations of it. Someone who's doubled up will not be able to join the call.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And so
that.
if we have that number, so let's say we do 9 officers, no matter the scene, 9 officers, we keep it at that count, no matter how many criminals there are. We're already not going to be using that many for scenes that have less criminals involved. But it would allow us to do things like let's say it's one criminal at a house robbery or something. We have 3 units that are singled up, let's say, and then we have another that would be like placing spike strips or something, or that we could do. Like it opens us up to more possibilities. Like we're not gonna be crazy. Like let's be real, anyone doing crime by themselves is kind of gonna get way overpowered, like because you're doing crime by yourself. But it's just like limiting that, like it's just weird to me that like we're limited based on how many criminals there would be. Like we've done that with units and it worked fine in my opinion, but now it's like it's way more math to be doing. We have to figure out how many suspects are involved, how many we can have, who's doubled up, who's not doubled up. Like it's just a lot more
No, that's
effort.
to your point though. I think that's why we said it. It's up to the white shirts to decide that. So you shouldn't have to decide. You know what I'm saying? How
See,
many
that
numbers we
too,
got?
but it
They
also
should
does
be.
fall on that person.
So our command is being turned into glorified dispatchers? Like
No.
that doesn't seem right
No,
either.
they should be shift commanders though, and they should dictate who goes where, what zones you
Well,
patrol.
so the thing
Absolutely,
is, too,
we're too big of a
we're
city,
not
man.
gonna be on every scene.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
be
not gonna
honest.
or
We're
every
too big
shift.
of a, in your thing, we're too big of a city. We're not gonna be able to be on every scene. So
Right.
it's not just us that
Absolutely.
have to work on it.
Yeah.
Everyone should be. keeping
Everyone
an eye
is
on
going to
it.
have to be doing this.
If
And,
you're
the
scene,
powers-
if you're a scene command, that's
Exactly.
that fault. That's technically one of your jobs to dictate, make sure you're not over numbers on your scene.
Yes.
Right.
The power isn't just in high command; it's supervisors as well as first who arrives on scene. If they take you take scene command, and
Right.
that's how it's supposed to be delegated. And if it's done in the correct way, that way, there should really be no issue.
Okay,
Right.
just a couple of things that I want to touch about.
I've been
Before,
raising my
I
hand.
understand that we used to do this before. Avery was mentioning that was like this before, but also I understand that we did not have the dispatch system we have right now that actually counts the units for us.
it did.
It did.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yes.
old one counted.
Yeah. It did.
It was very
And it
messy.
didn't go well.
No.
Okay, the way I used to work in a department that had the same issue that you guys are talking about, stopping a scene and counting numbers is kind of annoying. So we used to use our dispatch chat to put who was on scene. Is that a solution that you guys be favorable with? Does that quash some of the concerns that you guys have?
So if someone's being ambushed, I have to sit there and type into a dispatch chat that I'm going to them being shot
Just
at.
a dot.
Yeah, I
You just
disagree.
you just need to type a dot so the supervisor can count it.
And if there are no supervisors on duty, then what?
Or supervisor on scene, or
Guys,
We should
the
outsource
scene
for
command.
dispatchers at this point.
On the
Literally
actual
brought that up 2
dispatch
weeks
that's
ago.
in all of our eyes, if you hit your G muscle, it puts your number into that onto it. So if you're going to a scene and you hit your G muscle, right, it starts counting for you. Anybody on that scene that has now hit their G muscle can see how many people are attached to the scene.
This is a genuine
Real
question.
quick
because
before we get
Hold
to
on, hold
that,
on. Let's-
Daniels has
let's
been
let Dan-
holding his hand
Yeah.
up for like 20 minutes now. We should let him speak.
All right. Personally, I mean, I may know nothing, but I think it should be honestly we should be capped out to even for shootouts. It should be 12 officers. That gives us 6 cars, 2 people per. It's a dead set number. We know that if we're doubled up, we see 6 cars. We already know that scene's going to be at max numbers. We're put into a position where we're 2-to-1 with the criminals at the worst case scenario. Because we've all seen it. As soon as we get into a shootout, what's the first thing that happens? 3 panic buttons right off the rip. So we're down to 9 at that point, right? Any push, you're going to lose about 5 people.
But if an officer goes down, it's all hands on deck.
It shouldn't be like that, in my personal opinion.
It shouldn't. I don't think so either. The scene should end if like officers go down or all all crims go down.
If it's not going to be an all hands on deck situation, I think we should have a flat cap just the same as they do.
Yeah, it should be double what theirs is.
It should be. I completely agree. It should be a 2-to-1.
Most of the time, anyway, if there's like, let's say on the original scene, there's 7 cops that show up because there's shots fired. Most of the time, when 3 show up, they go down too because all the other cops are dead, and it's 3v6 now. So now we're just literally handing away glicks at this point. So they shouldn't have even showed up to begin with. So I think a flat, like a cap number, is the best way to go about it.
Yep.
That way it's
Okay,
clear and concise, and we're
Chief,
not
would you like to
so-
bring us to the next topic?
Okay.
We've been
I
on this
agree with
long
the
enough.
flat cap.
Everything. So
Flat cap could be 10 then, because it's 2.
Oh.
It's
okay.
5 cars.
All right. So we're getting stuck on one topic. We're kind of going around in circles. High command will discuss it and talk to who we need to talk to, and we'll get something figured out, and we'll get it brought up to. We'll get it figured out and get it passed along. For now, we're gonna go with what's in the SOPs, but we will actively, after this meeting, even if it's just me or whatever figuring it out, we'll get it figured out and we'll get it addressed and what we're gonna do. For now, we're gonna go with what's in the SOPs, and then if something changes, we'll put an announcement out, being like, "Hey, scene cap is changed to this, yada yada yada." All right. Is that right now? Because nothing's gonna change right in this meeting. I think we need to discuss it and make sure everything is being covered properly. And
I mean, I thought that was the point of the meeting, though.
the point of the meeting is to get ideas and figure out. Yes, I mean it was to go over the SOPs that are current, and then we take the feedback that you guys are giving us, and we find something that's gonna work overall. If what we have already isn't gonna work.
As long as things are going to be considered further, I don't see a problem with running with the current SOPs and at least giving it a shot. I think even those of us that are against it the most can commit to that.
Okay. So regarding that, just quick cap on it, just so I can take. You guys would be fine with a hard cap.
I am
Yeah.
not fine with a hard cap. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
never
I
mind.
mean,
Okay, what's
So-
your suggestion then?
My only issue with a hard cap is if they go to their quote unquote block, they're allowed to have more than 6 members because it's their
Yep.
territory.
They shouldn't be.
That
I mean, it's again one of those should situations, but they shouldn't be going back to their block to retreat
well,
so they can have
right,
members
I'm
up.
not saying if they're in a car chase with the cops. I'm saying
But
if
if
a
we show
shootout
up
starts
to
on their
yeah.
block. Yeah, exactly.
So maybe
I
we
think-
treat gang violence a
I
little
think there should be a
differently.
multiplier.
Yeah, gang violence should be way different anyway. Because if you think about it, a lot of the criminals that are doing crime, they're not, established gangs to begin with, so they don't have that privilege. Now, the ones that are, they're not dumb enough to go back to their block because they know that's 9 times out of 10 it should be a raid. If they're fucking dumb enough to go back to their block to get unlimited numbers or whatever the case is. So I feel like if it's a gang, block thing, that's just a whole different scenario that we should consider numbers differently.
Hicks,
I'm
what did
pers-
you have to say on the cap?
I'm not doing a cap. If an officer goes down, I'm going. There's no scene cap. I'm not leaving anybody to die on the fucking ground. Sorry, that's not gonna happen. And I expect the same from everybody else. If
Personally,
I
I
panic
agree.
and I'm bleeding
I
out on the
do agree
ground,
with
I
that
expect
myself
you to come
personally,
and
but
save
we'll
me.
discuss it and figure it out.
I'm
The
just
only-
taking notes so we can discuss it together after this.
Please know what they need
We-
to die on the ground.
Because we all know most of these criminals will take you to a kill box. There's only one way up.
100%, yeah.
Happened to me the other day when I reviewed my body
Happened
cam
today.
footage.
Last 3
How
days
about
we've
you,
had it
Bank
2
Lab?
times per day.
And we're the ones that have to change things. It's kind of weird.
You think
To add
so?
on the
Yeah, I
to
ain't
add
gonna
on
lie.
the
Some of these crims make me fucking cringe with what they do.
to add on
We
to the
could
counts
also
as well.
set like a kill box is a class up rule.
No, there
There
will not
shouldn't
be.
be a
there-
kill
there's
box
no
on
That
any
would be
place.
such. We
No,
would,
they're gonna
like,
crash so much, and we can't
yeah.
have them
So-
crying.
But
We
not-
had
not
this
even about
happen
the
in a
crime.
couple cities
Hold on,
ago.
Jai, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Not even about the crime. By the time the kill box happens, there's already 5 officers dead.
Yep.
So what's the point of
Yep.
the class up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
That's
have an
why
angle
I
we
like.
can't shoot them from.
I'm with Dex on this one. I'm gonna be honest. I like the all hands on deck because I'm not
Same.
leaving somebody to bleed on the ground.
The problem that we also are getting all is people rushing into a scene as well. No one should be doing that. You see 3 people there, and your mentality is, I think I can take all 3 of them down by yourself, is an idiot move. You should be calling for backup, especially because we have a huge force. It's going to benefit you more to have a backup with you. That's another
Unless if
thing
you're
that's,
Tech 6.
after
So-
box happens.
So I think what could be a good solution. I want to give out my little 2 cents on this real quick before we move on. What I think possibly a good solution is kind of taking a little bit of a mix from a bunch of things that were said here, and maybe moving it to the it's still gonna be like unit based, not unit based, officer based, but basically increasing the max a little bit, and that is strictly to cover the fact of multiple interference vehicles and doubling up officers. So basically, instead of being 9, we could, it could be 12. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less than 12, or somewhere between 9 and 12. Like, so it's 2 to 1 criminal base, and then I think that might be. But we will discuss it and get it figured out. But I think that might be a good compromise that we could bring up, because it allow for everything.
What if it's +3 up until 5 confirmed suspects, then +4, and then 6 suspects is +6?
I feel like putting a
Like
lot of
+3,
ifs
+4,
on
+5,
the
+6.
Yeah, putting a lot of
putting a
modifiers
lot
in
of ifs
common.
and conditions. It's gonna only
Yeah,
gonna make it more
I think just
complicated.
doing a set max.
I can't math
like,
that high.
Yeah, I think doing a set max might be the best option to prevent the math.
I
So
don't
then
wanna be doing algebra.
all you have to keep track of is making sure you don't have that many units off. But obviously, like we're already off the rip gonna limit like who was on, like how many on a chase initially anyway, because for simplicity's sakes, as well as like not crashing into each other, interfering with each other, like we're already limiting the chases down to 3 or 4 units, depending. Three chase units and 1 words hard today. 3 primary units and then 1
Parallel.
cutoff unit. So we're already limiting the chases down to that. So like the extra people would just be for like the interference vehicles at that point, basically. But then keeping it, but still, if we keep it to that limit, then we're good. And then if an officer goes down, we have the same thing where all hands on deck. But it keeps it, but it allows it so we can have people for interferences, and we can have people doubled up when it shouldn't affect doubled up people from coming onto a scene because of the situation.
Thanks. You had something to add?
Yeah, I have one question before we move on. So, are cadets and probies counting towards the officer count? Because they're going to be doubled up.
Because they can shoot, yes. Because they
Okay.
can help in a scene and shoot back, they will count it. They will count towards the units, yes.
Does that mean
Okay, but
K9
they're in
doesn't count?
training.
K9 does not count because they have
Thank
to be
God.
ordered to attack. And if there's being shots being fired, they're not supposed to be going to
Going
attack.
there
anyway.
anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
So K9 and Air 1 does not count, so it counts towards limit.
The only time Air 1 counts is if it's hot dropping, right?
Correct, yes.
Which we never do unless there's officer down, and that is still rare. We've only done it 5 times ever in our history.
Yeah. But yeah, so for the cap, like I said, we'll if not all three of us in high command, or if they're not available to do it, I can get with them and I can discuss it with the federal government that is putting the restrictions down, and we can come to a compromise hopefully and figure something out that's going to make everybody happy hopefully, right?
Sure.
Officer safety is the priority, so we
Is it?
like.
I
yes,
feel like
is,
I mean the priority. It seems like it's
well,
just
it's the priority
we
for
can't
me,
have
which
them
is why I'm
crying
helping
too
you
much.
fight for it.
No, 100%. I'm for us. Yeah, that's the priority. But it seems like the real priority is making sure the babies don't cry.
Yeah, that's how it is everywhere you go, though.
Not quite.
All right.
But they're not crippled like us.
Let's try and keep it like we're supposed to be professionals here. Let's keep it professional a little bit here. But I get what you're
Stay
saying.
firm.
I get what you're saying. Obviously, like we want to, like, yeah, like we need, but.
Well, can I change topic real quick and go back to vehicles?
Let's go to Daniels. I see his
Dan-
hand.
Daniel's
Hell no, we're fighting about this
Oh,
still.
sorry.
Fisticuffs.
No,
Just
no,
playing, man.
we're
I love
moving
you.
off of this, so it's
Go
fine.
ahead, Daniels.
And then fisticuffs, yep, afterwards. Daniels, go. We don't
You're
hear
moving your mouth, but we can't hear you.
Speak up.
Honestly, if the Senate's so worried about this, they should be looking into why every traffic stop leads into a holdout with 6 people shooting at us with class 3s and 2s.
Hey, fucking firm, buddy.
Type shit.
Okay,
Amen.
so let's not turn this into a Senate bashing, please. Let's like we'll discuss it with them, but let's not turn.
I'm just bringing up a valid point.
I know.
Is that
I know.
Senate bashing?
I just want to snap. I just want to bite that in the ass before it happens.
Fisticuffs, you got something to add?
Yeah, just something little on the vehicles. I know we got a new fleet this week. I'm just asking in the future we could possibly get a little bit more heads up so we have time to clear out our old patrol cars.
Yeah.
Before,
I believe our
before that
vehicles would
happens.
not be changing again. Hopefully.
I hope not. A lot of us lost, a couple grand, 20 grand.
My
Lost
AR
like
is missing.
15 grand of shit.
If you guys lost it, I'll be more than happy to get you refunded.
I lost two.
It's not about the refund. It's just
Sentimental value,
Same
man.
traffic.
My bento
I don't
box
use
is-
my money for anything else, but it's just kind of annoying that I have to
I get it.
go back and
I
redo
lost
everything.
I lost a bunch of shit too. I had like my cars all set up like with gas tanks and gas and
Yep.
shit like that.
Yeah.
my stripper.
I get it. It's fucked.
Speak with the commissioner.
There's a way to get it back if you get to Virgil and you know the plates of your vehicle.
So get if you guys can, how this? Get me the plates of your vehicles that you had stuff in. Pass them over to me. I'll get them written down, and I'll get with Virgil, so hopefully you can pull them out, and we can get your stuff out of it.
Can I give you the plates for my vehicles that I want just out of my garage?
Those can be getting out too, eventually. But
Perfect.
Just for now, do the ones that have stuff in them, and then we'll worry about getting your garage cleared out after. Get everyone's garage clears out afterwards.
Sounds good.
There,
Ooh.
you pointing. You were raising
Yeah.
your hand.
This one's more of a, when arriving on scene of shit like many times I've said, responding to a scene where there's already like, 2 officers there, and then the 2 other officers have gone over and, gone and arriving on scene as well. It's just a case of guys, to keep your ears open, listen to how many people are saying they're responding to a scene.
Okay, Daniels, you're waving your hand again. Daniels?
Say
Not
with your chest,
speaking again.
Daniels.
Hey, I mean, the car thing. Max knows that knows someone that can help out with that if he wants to bring them around real quick, and they can that it's like a ghost. They're called deleted soul.
I'll have to run it by the proper channels.
Did Cortez have a hand up at one point? I noticed something over there.
I think
Cortez,
it was
you want to speak?
Sari.
Someone over there.
I guess not.
Cortez, you have something to say?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's continue on. Let's because we have more to go to. We can. People have suggestions that we can come to us decide later, and let's get this bowl rolling a little bit. Next thing that I want to bring up for. Let's make sure my list is here. Okay, so for arresting suspects, since cuffs are now breakable, it has been changed so that instead of having to tackle and tase like 3 times before you can cuff them, give them one tackle them, give them one chance to surrender, and then the next time you tackle or tase them, obviously giving a little bit of a cooldown, you can go for cuffs. You can force them in the cuffs while they're on the ground, and then obviously they break it. If they break cuffs 3 times, you can use a baton or flashlight to subdue them in order to get cuffs on them. But do not shoot them unless they pull a weapon out on you. Obviously.
I mean, if they make quick movement and it looks like they're gonna pull something out, I'm gonna shoot them before they have a chance to do anything to me. It could be a knife, it could be a taser for all I care, even though they're not supposed to have one. If it looks like they're reaching for something, I'm gonna worry about my life first and the public.
Okay,
Gallagher, you should be verifying it, all right?
Born.
He could be pulling out his identification. I already know you.
Why would they
Sorry,
be
I'm
doing
sure
that
you
mid
got it.
chase?
All right, I'm not that type of cop now. Let's chill.
I mean, I wouldn't say
Acorn
shoot, but be
Rodriguez.
ready just in case. Yes, but I mean,
Tell you what, if an acorn hits my car,
you don't
I'm
know what
airing
they're
it out.
like, you don't know exactly what they're pulling. But if they're pulling out and you see that as a weapon as they're pulling it out of their
Shut the
waistband,
fuck
whatever it is,
up.
then yeah, I mean, chances are they're pulling it out to shoot at you.
I'm gonna air that son bitch out.
But I mean, wait till you can at least identify what they're pulling out, so that you're not shooting somebody who's literally pulling out their inhaler or something like that because they have asthma or something. Like, last thing you
Yeah,
want
or
to do
they-
is shoot somebody pulling an inhaler out.
Then why are they running?
They might just be wanting to turn in their weapon. You don't even know, Gallagher or Rodriguez.
But,
You're right. You're right.
But
Hey,
yeah,
they
They
on
were
the-
actually
on the
reaching
to-
to give you a
on the-
hug with a knife.
On the topic of chasing somebody, if you're chasing somebody and they're unarmed, obviously, like, we're trained to have tasers out. If they were to pull a weapon out in that moment, you guys are authorized to tase and then swap weapons for your safety. Obviously, like, we don't want you to swap weapons and then next thing you know you're shot multiple times because you swapped weapons. You can tase them and swap. Um, let them give them a second to hopefully surrender, and then if they if they pull that gun up at you again, then you can fire a weapon. But you have to read the situation properly. That's part of the police job, is to use your judgment, read a scene properly, and know what type of force to be able to use on a scene. So, but you are able to tase them first if that's what you have out on a scene, just so that's clear.
If he doesn't put it away after 3 warnings, I'm shooting him. So
Oh, and just all right. So clarification on that, because I have been personally part of a situation where I have chased someone with a person that did not have a weapon in hand, and I had my taser as I appropriately am supposed to be doing, and then they immediately pulled a weapon out, turned around, and shot at me. I'm not gonna have enough time to swap over to my weapon because I'm already pointing it up. So I tased the person. I was able to put my weapon away, swap to my gun, and then while they were on the floor, I had my gun pointed at them. If
Hey, Bobby,
they are
watch out.
getting up to shoot, sorry, Bobby, I shot over you. I mean, I'm not shooting. I'm pointing over you.
Is that correct gun safety?
Then I am able to shoot. Was I wrong for hitting them with the taser because they had no weapon in hand and they turned around with a weapon immediately? I was not wrong for that.
No, you weren't.
I don't know.
Okay. I just want to clarify that doesn't mean that they have a gun and you pull out a taser and then you tase. That is a different situation.
If I see you tase someone and then swap to your glick and then start mag dumping them while they're voltage on the ground, I'm gonna have your ass. I'm just gonna let everyone know that in this room.
Amen.
You need to give them a chance to surrender. With like you're not like yeah. If they pointed at you, then yeah, like obviously they have that's showing their intent to shoot you at that point. So, but if they're on the ground and their weapon's not pointing at you, yeah, we should not be unloading on them until we see the hostile intent.
Yeah, Adler.
What? That's crazy.
Alright, let's not
I
call people
shows
out for
the
nothing.
most
I
restraint.
apologize. You're right, Chief. I retract my previous statement.
What if they
Most
call it
restrained.
Yeah.
How many?
Fucking none, because I don't hit them.
I can't.
12
I can't count-
times.
I can't count on two hands how much I've been stabbed.
I almost got
That's a-
stabbed, but
that's a
then they
skill
got mad.
issue.
I mean,
No,
I
it's
shot
me.
them.
Yeah.
It's me being too lenient and giving people too many chances.
Yep,
This year.
me too.
Yeah.
Big facts.
Can you count how many times people have actually, turned themselves in after running or having a gun out?
Yeah, on
Yes,
one hand.
actually.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, one
Yeah.
person did try to turn themselves in, but somebody didn't write a warrant for them. So
No, I mean like you're chasing
Okay,
somebody on
alright,
foot or whatever the
that's-
case is, and they have a gun out. How many times have they actually just stopped them? Like, yo, you know what? This is a bad idea.
A lot of times.
a few
Recently,
times.
Yeah, a lot of
actually.
times.
recently, it's
Cousin's
actually
done that
improved
twice now.
massively.
I've seen a
Recently.
gun go out and then immediately going, I didn't mean to have it out. I didn't mean to have it out.
Well, that's different.
What if they're
Yeah,
pulling
but
out a
I've even
gas
had
can?
people who meant to
They're dead
take
in
out
my
their gun,
books.
but then they put it away and then they surrendered. Now it's far and few between, but it does happen.
If we want to talk about people shooting for no reason, I had a local shoot at me yesterday for pointing my flashlight at him. Just be careful, I guess. Locals
That's
don't
some
like
gangster
flashlights.
shit right
Well,
there. I ain't
maybe
gonna
you
lie
should
to you.
not have been standing there menacingly.
Dude,
Okay.
apparently.
All right, let's rein this back in. Get back on topic here. All right. But that's pretty much the main SOPs that the big things in the SOPs that were changed.
There's another thing that changed.
Oh,
big.
Okay, go for it.
For high stakes crimes or hold until trial cases, since we do not want them to be serving a hold until trial,
Who's we?
for it's gonna be the Senate.
Oh, okay.
So we do not want people to be sitting in jail without doing anything. So the compromise here is if it is weapons trafficking beyond the class A, it's automatically a raid on their properties. And if it is drug trafficking beyond weed, it's an automatic raid on their properties. And then
So
you just
my-
serve a normal.
What page is that on,
permanent-
man?
My question to that is if one of those arrests has happened, has happened, what if there's no one, like the DA isn't on
You don't need
duty
them.
or around in the city, or if there's
It's
no
automatic
supervisor
one.
or
You
SWAT
don't
team
need-
on, like how do we get the training to know how to conduct that correctly and the correct process without any interference?
Obviously, you should be getting SWAT on involved in that situation. If you don't have SWAT, you can save it to do it another time. I'm being honest with you. But you shouldn't need a DA. It's an automatic raid.
I guess
It's on page 20 to whoever asked.
Yeah,
follow-up
I've
question.
I've read ahead for that. So whenever the hot charge comes through and we determine that, we need to get hold of SWAT in command or like chain of command, I guess, and then follow through the correct process.
Ideally, yes. You should be having SWAT involved on that raid or
So
command.
follow-up question. It happens at 4 o'clock in the morning, and obviously we don't have enough men on duty to be able to do it, as well as we don't have the access because we have to rent the items that we need from government.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be then and there. It can be later on. Question mark?
It can be later on, yes.
Okay.
As long as that incident is written and set, it's an automatic raid to be executed.
Okay, so now let's just paint a scenario where they don't get a raid for another 12 hours. They've had time to go back to their apartment and move a mass amount of meth, for example. We
They
now have
shouldn't
missed
know.
out of that.
They shouldn't know.
Keyword.
It's gonna happen
Shouldn't,
once or twice, and then people are gonna catch
Yeah,
on. Like
it's
they're
gonna
not
happen like
that
twice,
stupid.
So
So
Is
where
it
does the what do we do in that situation when like Max says we don't have enough officers on duty to
My
perform the
suggestion
correct
would
process?
be not charge him with a charge, then charge him with the felonies if you don't want to execute the raid, or if
But
you
a
don't
better
have the manpower to do that. What's
would
up?
a better compromise be just to hold them until the raid is finished?
So if they're getting a hut charge, they're automatically getting the max time, max fine. So they're getting 300 months, which is 5 hours in jail.
Oh,
The max is 240 from what I'm
240.
reading on
Yeah,
the
per
SOPs.
scene is 240. That's for the 300s for multiple
Yeah.
warrants. Yeah.
Pepperjack has his hand up again.
So
I like
it's
his questions.
240 for one incident, 300 if you're stacking a warrant plus an
Yeah.
incident.
Anything, and if they have more than one, if they have over 2 warrants, then it automatically will go to trial.
Just to add
Uh,
the 300 months, that's not in the SOPs, I believe. I don't know if you want to make sure you include that.
I'll get that one added. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guys, I think you might have. It's supposed to be max like 300 on a hut
Okay, that's that.
Yeah.
If that's what that we can
to
do that
give
too.
more
That's fine.
time. To give more
That's fine.
time. Yeah.
We can do
yeah.
that. That's fine. If that's what you they agree on, that's fine. We can do that. That's fine. All right,
Just
Daniel.
for the
So you
huts,
got
though. Just for the huts and the warrants.
Okay, so
Oh,
do we
1 second.
do and the stack of warrants with an incident 300 as well then?
Yes.
Right.
That's a hard that's a hard set number. Is the
What
300
about
months.
the fine? Does that remain 250 cap?
From what I'm aware of, yes.
So how does that so with the warrant and the incident cap into 300? Does the fine is that a strict 250 and that's that, or can that
From
also
what
be?
I'm under the impression of, yes.
Yes. And it's only capped at 300 because there's nothing to actually do in prison. Like you can work your time off, but there's nothing to actually interact with and do. For now, things are being looked into to make the prison like actually have some sort of like.
Isn't the state penitentiary supposed to be a punishment?
No, it's supposed to be
It's not
fun
in
and
that
games.
sense. It's not in that sense. It's not in that sense. It's still gonna be a
Well,
punishment.
ironic you said it.
There's just gonna be like actual like things to do, like in prison, rather than just stand there.
We
Like
just need to add a few
foosball
slides and swing
tables and-
sets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for them, I
some-
guess.
exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
no, I mean,
some
Some
playgrounds.
prisoners could get
Any-
shanked.
Uno.
I
You
mean,
can get a
any
trade,
prison,
learn a
any
trade.
prison, any other state has things that people
DOC.
can do
Yeah.
and they can do it.
Yeah,
like,
but every other state doesn't
there's
have criminals the way we
gyms.
do.
Well,
Half these, what are you talking?
There should be like a
95% of these
max
criminals are the
penitentiary.
softest criminals I've ever had in my life. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest. This whole city plays touch butt with each other rather than actually organized crime. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and that's
But
why
you're
we're in the
worried about
situation that
prayers.
we're in because they're all crybabies.
Exactly. This ain't overtime, my man. This is not a sweaty city.
All right, we're off topic now.
Jack has another question, I believe.
Daniels.
Jack? Where they
Mouth
moved to?
moving.
Right next to me.
You're moving, but you're not. Yeah. Okay.
Speak up.
Can we like start cataloging PD equipment and have like a set amount of times we catch someone with PD equipment that equates to an immediate raid warrant because we have existential circumstances that proves that they have a stockpile of PD equipment?
We already did that today.
Oh,
There's
sweet.
There's 3 people with search and seizure warrants for shooting at cops for stealing over 10 PD clicks. They're getting raided tonight.
10's kind of a wild number. I feel like it should be 3.
Yeah,
No,
10 is
it's
a
10.
lot.
It's
No,
10.
actually,
It's hold on,
I
hold on.
think
It's
she was-
10. It's 10 because it's stacked up to 10. Okay, it doesn't need to be 10.
So does that mean like 10 PD items in general, or just like 10 different scenarios?
I think she's speaking specifically on the specific one
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
going
yeah.
down
No,
tonight.
the specific one
You
that's
would
going
just
on
need to
tonight.
write your warrant and plead your case for. Sorry, I can never say that word. Pepperjack, please. The word that you were saying.
Existential.
For
It's
stances.
Yeah. And plead that to whatever judge is looking at your warrant.
So then what's the number?
I don't
There's
think
no
there is
actual
one.
number
You'll
set.
just plead your
If-
case to the
If you
judge.
get your glick stolen, you can get a search and seizure warrant. It's just the case of the judge that you're pleading your case to.
So
Okay,
looking at the arresting process, looking at your discretion on reductions and their priors, if they have prior convictions of robbery of government issued equipment, is that grounds to again raid their properties? Like, where do we draw?
You
Where
need
do we draw
in
the line
that
here?
in that case, it's not an automatic raid. You need to get through a judge and have sufficient PC to to search and seizure their property.
I got a question for you, ma'am. What if you know what if you know DOJ is involved in criminal activity?
Well,
and then going to
that's
that judge
government.
that's involved with that organization or something.
That's government corruption, and that's punishable by capital. You know.
That's capital. That's capital
Electrocute
charges.
him.
Yeah, it's a
Hell
that's a
yeah!
capital
Can
offense.
we
That's
go to
death.
the?
Send him for the chair.
Firing
Good
squad.
old
Yeah, can
fashioned
we
hanging.
watch? Hell yeah,
Get
man!
live firing squad.
Tell them
Does
to
that man have
tighten
an
up.
axe?
I got a question.
God damn, y'all need Jesus.
It's about 15 paragraphs up. Sorry, I'm a slow reader. The uniform policy, it says if you're part of division, you're able to wear that shirt, color, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean I can wear a blue shirt on duty? Or do I only, like for Marine, or do I gotta wait until I'm actually taking out Marine?
My opinion, my personal opinion, you should be able to represent your unit, but I'm Jax wants to have more uniformity while you're patrolling. So
Correct,
for
yes.
for now, while you're patrolling, you stick with your normal uniform. While when you're going on Marine, in a Marine shirt, we're looking into giving you guys like a day that you guys can rep your unit colors.
Okay, so for now, just
Just-
disregard that whole paragraph.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion to kind of have a compromise on that. Reward people for being in divisions. If you're in a division, you should be able to rep it whenever you want.
Hell yeah!
That was my idea as well, but
Yeah.
we wanted uniformity to start with, and then we would look back into it again.
What
Can we
about
get
like a
a-
patch or something you can wear on your uniform?
I would be.
So
We needed to go
so-
to the tailor to do that. To be honest. With you.
Yeah,
Oh,
CID
okay.
has vests. So like if you're CID, we allow you to wear the CID vests. There is K9 unit vests that you can wear that represent K9 unit.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
I'm
there
pretty
are.
sure K9 has a whole patch as well on the side of the shirt. Just the other
We have a
divisions do
shirt.
not have
We have
these
like
actually
3
different colors.
jackets.
Marine has
The other
patch.
divisions.
Yeah, they also have patches.
Yeah, Marine
Yeah,
has
but
the patches
Marine
and
is
stuff,
blue. Marine is blue though. Like the shirt
Yeah.
that has the patch is blue.
But I'm saying I don't think
Can,
the other divisions really. I mean, you shouldn't even have that out on patrol anyway. Like
I'm not gonna pull someone
K9
over in
and
my Air One outfit. I'll put it that
yeah,
way.
that'd be dumb to do.
To be
Yeah, I
honest,
mean,
even
like
SWAT,
I said,
your
the
identity
SWAT-
is supposed to be hidden.
Speak up. I can't hear you.
I said even SWAT members, like your identity is supposed to be hidden as SWAT, so
Exactly.
you shouldn't be out on patrol in a SWAT vest, because then you're gonna get identified and they're gonna know you're SWAT.
Yeah, that is true. Yep.
10-4. I agree with that.
Some SWAT units are not supposed to be known, but most of them
Can I bring
are
something up
actually
regarding
known.
uniform real quick?
What's up?
So, after speaking with some of the supervisors in the emails, and after Officer Banks behind me just brought it up, there are some pieces of the uniform that female officers do not have, such as vests that say supervisor, or like Banks just mentioned, canine, that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I can reach out to Taylor and get that. It shouldn't be too hard of an adjustment to make. It's literally just making a patch that switches over. So it should be simple enough, but I'll have to reach out to Taylor and find out from them first
Yeah,
before
but
I
that
can.
depends on the amount of work that he has to do.
Yeah, there's not many tailors around in the city, and they're pretty busy. So
I mean, kind of on a second note of that, we actually lost all of our police vests. We only have like one marshmallow vest or two marshmallow vests.
we're working on fixing that already. That's already in the works to be fixed.
Michael.
They should come back soon.
Still reading through the arresting process. To my knowledge, what we're doing currently is if we've managed to down a suspect, we arrest them, search them, and then give them medical. The new SOP is stating otherwise, so they need to receive medical first before we restrain them and then search them. Is that correct? Is that still the
That
stand?
sounds like a
in
bad idea.
Yeah.
That's a risk of public safety and officer safety. That's not okay.
I shoot you, you're getting cuffed before
you
anything.
can search him and take all the dangerous stuff and take him to the hospital, but you only cuff them while they are conscious.
Are you
Yeah, they're just gonna
serious?
run away.
Well, hold
That's
up,
It
hold up.
says
crazy.
it, like
To
looking at
be-
the arresting process, the first point, it literally says suspects need to be should not be cuffed until they've been medically evaluated.
So you can RP cuffing them to the bed. If they don't
You
follow
need
it,
to watch the
Your
alien
calculator,
talk back
please check
there.
it. 2 minus
you can
-1.
pasta the cuffing them to the bed. If they don't follow it, I mean, you guys know what to do.
What
I mean,
difference? Like why are we pretending?
Oh yeah,
Like why are
trust
we
me,
playing
everyone
around
knows
with
what
them
to
though?
do.
Like
When
what
we can
difference does it
actually
make?
cuff them, yeah. Like, what's
Yeah,
the
like
why?
Because what are you doing with a dead body that's like stuck half contorted?
Well, he's
Because
not dead.
it's
I
not
mean,
dead yet.
Officers
So-
don't cuff people that are dead anyway.
Oh, I
to
got
be
this.
honest,
I did this.
but-
I did this in my head. Anytime someone got shot, they were immediately cuffed before anything happened.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah, that
a
is
question
the
following
way
this
the-
as well. So, yeah, are we also going to be not searching them before they get into the hospital because it
You
does not
search them.
make
You
sense
search them
to.
on scene, and then you only cuff them while they are conscious.
That
but you
that
can
needs
cuff
to
them
be
the bed.
reflected in the SOPs. Currently, it says verbatim immediately post recovery, suspects may be searched and officially detained, which isn't how that
Yes.
works, to be honest.
Okay. So yeah,
I just don't understand. So the issue is, right? I mean, obviously, I know where this came from because I've had many complaints about this from criminals. Why are they even trying? Like the reason that they're crying about it is because, oh, I don't have another chance to run away. Right? You cuffed me while I was down. I didn't have a chance to. Why are you trying to run away after you just got surgery?
Anybody trying to run away should be made a prayer on. Like
So
Then why
are
can't we
yeah,
cuff
like
them?
why
Then
are
why
we
does it
doing this?
matter?
Like why even
Why should
risk it
we?
getting to
Why
that?
should we give them that opportunity
Okay,
though?
Exactly.
Is what you're saying?
Because they lobby the government.
no,
Wow,
because
crazy.
All right, that's
like
not.
it's
that's
supposed to be
that's
serious,
not to the
pasta.
finger
It's
pointing
not supposed to be like.
But it is
But
serious.
it is
Like
serious. This is how it's
realistically,
Listen,
people get
seriously.
cuffed.
You would get
Yeah.
cuffed and then uncuffed the second that EMS showed up to fucking try and treat your wounds. If you had your hands behind your back.
No,
and you
you
were
would
dead.
be.
No,
you
you
would
are
be cuffed
treated
to the
in
bed.
cuffs.
No. Yeah.
You'd be
I
cuffed
do
to the
this
bed.
in my brain.
You'd
Not to
actually
mention, people
try.
here come out of a 3-hour
They
surgery
only
and are ready
uncuff
to
you
run out of the
to cuff you
hospital
to
and
the
do a
bed, and
marathon.
at that point, it's not worth.
We
like,
know you're from
uncuffing
Canada,
them.
man. We get it.
more tasty
Okay, they
stuff.
do a little different up there.
We just don't want to spend all day in prayers.
So do
That's
you
also
do you want to
true.
get this reevaluated, Jax?
I'll get reevaluated. Personally, this is how I want to. I mean, I'm gonna get reevaluated, but I mean, there's no guarantee if this is what I'm gonna push. They get cuffed. They get cuffed. Search on scene. We get them in the pillbox. We remove the cuffs and cuff them to the bed. so that they're laying down properly to be treated by medical. And the minute they get back up, they get cuffed again. And then if they run for some stupid reason and take advantage of that, then that gets put into a prayer. And if it's a ongoing situation, then we can look at changing that as it is.
Oh, I mean,
If people start to abuse us doing it properly and then not following proper.
Can we have that
things.
reflected in the SOPs until it's
Yes, yes.
reevaluated?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, no, leave it. So stay with. We continue doing what we're doing right now, normally, and then I'll get that evaluated. Literally, I'll get it figured out today, like before end of day today. I'll get that. All these things figured out and handled by.
I'm confused. So we are doing what we were doing before the new SOP, because this is not how I'm used to doing it. How it reads now.
Yeah, I'm also
what we are doing
confused.
currently, we still continue to do until the SOP change update comes through from Jax later on.
Oh, that's not what he said.
So
Okay.
don't follow the
that's
one we were just given. Do what we have been doing.
Let's wait on the new one. Yeah, follow the cuffing
Oh.
procedure we were using for now. I will get with the Senate, and we will discuss it. Yeah, I didn't.
In all
yeah.
transparency, so we're not using the one that we're just given now, where it says we do not cuff and search them.
Correct, and I will let
Okay,
yes, and
just
I will
making
I
sure.
will let the decision be by end of day today. I'll have an announcement put out, telling officers which way if we're following that one or if the new ones are posted.
Alrighty.
To be
Alright,
fair, I don't think part should be or needs to be up to the government. We can change that right now.
Yeah,
It's just
that should be searched. We
Yeah,
should
yeah,
be
the
searching
searching
them on scene. Yeah,
The searching should be on scene.
yeah.
Ooh, I got one.
Hold on. Jebediah has hand up first.
Yeah, so just a question about that. So if we do decides to go with like we can't cuff them or whatever, could that like only be if like EMS is actually on duties? Because like I feel like if I don't handcuff them and I take them to Nancy and I don't get
yeah,
back
they're
there fast
running.
enough, they're gone.
Oh, sorry, bud.
I know.
He's right. Yeah.
But I mean,
Good
of course,
question, Jebediah. Good
we
question.
do have access to Ward C whenever EMS is available. Then we could cuff them to beds and stuff like that.
And we can lock the doors so they can't get out if they attempt
Maybe
to
lock
run.
them doors and turn it.
That's crazy.
Told you not to sing that song.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so we'll discuss. I'll get it discussed, and I'll get the new one. I'll get it put forward once I get a approval and not from above. So
I got something.
yep, go Daniels.
So when they immediately get out of surgery after being shot 40 times, because that's how I roll, because I'm shooting you for real. And they start running away. I'm the bad guy, right? If I beat them with a baton inside of the hospital.
Fucking do it.
But
Do it, honestly. Like,
Shit, say less. That's all I need to hear.
Say what?
honest, you guys aren't initiating a crime. It's do it. Like, yeah, that's supposed to do. Like, to that's like part of.
Can I have my
like,
canine pack-in?
Just yell
that's
he's
like-
reaching.
That's like what your job is to do.
Little
Is to
Glock
like keep
40.
them detained. You guys have them detained or under arrest. Beat them with your nightstick or something.
Okay, and then
Hey.
that's going to lead to complaints
No.
about we're the only ones that are allowed to use
Please
weapons
do tell.
inside
There's
of
been like
pillbox,
5
and then that's
shootings in
going to lead.
pillbox this week.
Oh, I'm well aware,
You know. But
but that's what they're
No,
going to
no.
focus on is that they can do it, so why can't we? And then
And then other people are gonna interfere. They see someone getting beat in a hospital.
Exactly. Like hospitals already a problem as it is because people just miraculously have people that know exactly when they're gonna come out and do all of that and run away, and it's already an issue. Why make it more of an issue? I just don't understand. Like the cuffing is probably the only good thing we have about it is the fact that we just cuff them and they're limited to what they
I
can do.
mean, just wait till the new taser shit comes in. It's gonna change a lot of things.
What are you talking about? You got some information I need to know about?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the confidential informant right here.
There's a new effect on tasing that's gonna be coming in that is gonna make someone drunk for like 20 seconds after they get tased.
Say
I like
less.
Yeah,
the
I can't
sound
wait
of
for that.
Say
Okay,
less.
but that's not.
But it
So
doesn't
I'd
really fix
want to
any
get
of the
tased for
problems.
fun.
they're not
I mean,
gonna be able to run
Robin.
properly. They're not just gonna be able to get up and like do what they want to do like they normally do, and like turn around and start being stupid. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be like inebriated. You know what I mean?
Won't be able to see straight. Won't be able to walk straight.
Right.
Shit, that's me
that's
every
what I
day.
like to hear.
Yeah, I'm about to say. It's me on
Trying
the
to get
best of days.
tased.
That's
That's
why
me when I take the uniform off.
that's why the new cuffs are in. It's to so they work together. You know what I mean?
Officer, all the way on the other
Frank.
side of me. I don't
Yeah.
remember your name. You go ahead.
Frank has a question.
So, isn't it against the legislation for them to, you know,
Yep.
hop right up after being flat-backed and
Oh, yeah.
just run?
Think someone hop in a trunk while cuffed, man. Like they
Yeah,
throw
like
everything
they're
away.
Someone got tased and hopped in their
I need to
car
get
for me today.
Listen, it
I need to
happened to
get
me today.
quick music.
Aren't they
It
supposed to
happened-
have like a 15-minute concussion or some shit?
Yes. Yes. And that's
So
what I'm saying, to make prayers if people aren't following that. And I
Already in
know
prayers all day, every
Yeah,
day
all
as it
day.
is.
I understand, but the more we punish people for doing it, the less it's gonna happen.
That's not been the
It's
case
still
thus
happening.
Not
far.
when the border is pretty much open.
I've had this issue very often where people just want to get up and run, and I honestly don't want to sit there and stop my live PD every second I have to make a ticket or
The
a
thing is, they
prayer.
run with cuffs anyways, though. Like they're running on you guys with cuffs.
Exactly, but it's a lot less to deal with when they don't have cuffs on, because then they
So
can
when
open doors and then they can do a whole bunch of other shit that is
they can
just
climb
not.
walls and everything like
Yeah,
that.
like at the moment it's a mission as it is. Why make it even harder for us? Like that's what
You
I'm
can
saying. Like
also
why
grab their arm while
make
they're
it
in
easier for
cuffs.
them?
You can also grab their arm while they're in cuffs, which is part
Yeah,
of what makes it better to have them cuffed.
exactly.
because the route that we're going down right now is they're going to start running from the hospital, and we're just excessively using like crazed PD.
Or
But
the
in
boys are
reality,
just gonna
Picked up.
Yeah,
the
it's
boys
gonna
are
cause
just
a
gonna
lot
wait
more
outside.
violence at the hospital, which even if we're not gonna get in trouble for, it is going to inhibit civilians who are just trying to use the fucking hospital.
The doctor won't want to come around.
Real quick.
And then all we can hear is PDK.
Can't we lock doors?
So I don't mean to be that
Some of
guy,
them.
but
PDK.
with
Damn.
everything
Here we go.
that's being changed, like the amount of officers we have seeing, they're gonna start dropping if
Yeah.
all these changes are pushed immediately.
Yep.
I'm just being frank with all of you standing up there on the stage right now.
I thought you were
You're
Walter.
He's
Sadly,
frank.
that might happen. You're
Okay.
right.
Who said that?
I said it.
It's
Who's that?
crazy, but
I am
like
actively
it's gonna
working on it.
happen, and
I'm
we've seen what
actively
happened these
working on
past
it.
few months when there's not enough officers. Every call is a shootout. Every traffic stop is a shootout. I mean, we have enough officers now. Like we're just getting there to start actually enforcing the law, and people starting to have a little bit of fear. But I mean, that fear is gonna go away with these new restrictions.
Yeah, that's the thing. Anytime there's any type of fear, and then we just get cooked, and back to 5 officers when there's 250,000 people in the city. That's all
honestly,
it
PD
is.
should be feared. If we are a
Yeah.
consequence to your actions, we should be fucking feared. There's no reason that a traffic stop should be going into a fucking shootout. And
We
with these
should.
little neuters that happen to us where you clip our fucking balls off is where we get into the situation that we were in just a month ago.
All right.
Yep.
So how about this? All right. This
All
will
right.
be dead set. All right. 10 cops max, 5 units, unless an officer goes down, and then all units can respond. 5
Make it
units times
12.
2. No, it's
12 is
5
good.
units times 2. 12 is 2 to 1.
I think 10 is
Yeah,
fine.
2 to 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
think
2 to 1
honestly-
should
should
be
be 2 to 1.
So
we
Honestly,
why
should
I
be
think 10 is
overwhelming
fine.
them. They
Because
should
I'll be
feel
honest with you, in
overwhelmed.
most
They're doing
cities,
crime.
how is 10 people four more than what they have not overwhelming?
I think that's
Because
fine.
let's be
With the
honest,
stipulation of if an officer goes down, it's an all
Because
call.
the stipulation is
I
if
think
you get
that's fine.
shot, every officer can now respond.
I do like that. I think that's a great compromise, to be
I
honest.
I think
with
that's a
you.
good
yeah, I think
compromise.
that's
I
the
think,
It
yeah,
considers
consequence.
the low and the high end.
I
exactly.
mean, that's
It's
already like as we have it now. You're never gonna have 10 officers responding to a scene as it is, and
Yeah.
so like as it is now, we already have a less number than that. And then when an officer goes down, it's all units responding. So it's actually just giving us more units from the start. It's better than what we've already had.
homie in the
Well,
back's had his hand up for a hot
yeah.
minute, by
Yeah,
the way.
Silverstone,
Yeah,
go
Joe.
ahead.
That's
That's
crazy.
Silverstone,
wow.
This is looping back to the taser thing, like the drunk effect. Is that going to change our SOP? Because why would we tase them 3 times if they're going to be like?
It's going to change it.
No,
Yeah.
it's not gonna do like
That's already changed anyway to 1.
it's not gonna hurt you. It's
The
just
drunk
gonna make
effect
you.
Oh no,
doesn't
I'm not
last
saying not
forever
hurt,
either.
like it's gonna like make you delusional, disorientated. I mean,
It doesn't last. It lasts for as long as they're on the ground.
Yeah.
It
And then they
should
get
last
up and they're
longer
like
each
they're
time.
kind of fucked up for like a couple seconds.
should when they get up, but I mean, I guess so.
Is there a way to
I
make it
think we'll
last
just have
longer
to
each
see it.
time?
Yeah, but
Yeah, we'll have to
that's
see
one of
it
the
to
things we're gonna
judge
have to
it, I guess.
play by ear and like see how it goes to start with. But the whole tasing 3 times things has already kind of changed with the fact that they can break cuffs. I said that earlier that that's was changing because of that. So once you tase them or tackle them, and then you the first time give them a chance to surrender, and then next time you tase or tackle them, you can cuff them. I mean, obviously get back up first. Obviously do what you're supposed to first. Don't tackle them while you're laying on the ground too next to them. That doesn't don't cuff them while you're laying on the ground next to them. Like get behind them, put them in cuffs, and if they break the cuffs 3 times, then you can use a baton or a flashlight to subdue the suspect to get him in cuffs.
Hell yeah. I mean,
Maglite beatings for everyone.
Write down what I just said. 10 cars. Or
I like
10
bagels.
Yeah,
officers.
it's already written down.
All right, it's
Yeah.
approved. It's like it's good to go.
Okay, cool.
Hold on. So flat cap, 10 officers,
Yeah.
and all hands on deck if an officer goes down.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
said
so
something
then what are the
about
numbers
you
in
said something
terms of
about 5
pursuits?
cars. Yeah, you said something about
No,
5
it's
cars.
I
What's
just meant
the
like it's 5 cars if they're doubled up.
If they're doubled up, yeah.
So that's 5 cars on a scene if it's doubled up, as he's saying. Yeah.
Which is fine. I think
So
that's
what is
fine.
possible,
so
but we
max
shouldn't be seeing
10.
is there could be 10 cars on a chase.
Yeah, so
But that's
max
a little
10 can be
excessive.
10.
Right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're already limiting it to we're not having more than 4 on a chase as it is because it's too many people for the pursuit as it is.
I mean, that's
suggestion-
Listen, I see a train every time I wake up. I don't want to see it inside a Legion
how it is
Square when
anyway.
we're
Yeah,
having 10
exactly.
cars
That's how it is
behind them.
anyway. Because we don't want because when me and Max first got into the city, literally everyone was able to chase, and people were crashing into each other. So that's why that limit is in place.
I mean, yeah, that's more of a skill issue,
suggestion
though.
for
Yeah, that's a full-on driving
No,
skill
people
issue.
were fighting and trying to take primary, trying to
Oh, yeah.
make
Hitting
turns
each
in front of
other.
you.
Listen, I will always
Even when
take
there was a
tertiary.
cap
Do not
back
give me
then,
primary
that
or
was
secondary.
wild.
I'll gladly take tertiary.
We know, Walter. We know.
A suggestion
That's
for the
crazy.
officers that like to double up. Are we going to limit, like, is it easier to limit how many doubled up officers are responding to a scene?
That's
No
gonna
more
be a
than like
problem.
That
than
would
like
suck.
2,
It
or
shouldn't be
is
it
that
shouldn't be much of an issue because we don't usually have 5 cars of officers doubling up, and if we do, they're usually on multiple scenes anyway, as it is.
I'm gonna say this: if you limit that, you're gonna end up pushing people away from FTOing, which stifles the growth of the department.
Yep.
And punishing people unnecessarily that
mean,
are
it's
forced
just
to
a
double
hard
up.
cap at the end of the day,
Yeah,
right? So,
but
like,
right,
that's
but we
fine.
already have that. I just
I
don't
was
think we
just spitballing
need
the idea.
anything
I was
else.
just spitballing the idea.
yeah.
That's fine.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We were just and so yeah, I get you. All right. We're going on over an hour now, so I just want to get this wrapped up. I do have a couple more. I think the SOPs are pretty much gone over. I'll find out the cuff thing for you guys. See if we can get that figured out.
Just keep the cuffing the way it is. Just
like the normal stuff or the SOP.
yeah, the way that we have it currently, like that we have been doing, not the not the updated version.
Okay.
And
Don't
we're
let this
referring to
officer
the
tell you what to
cuffing
do,
as
Chief.
in the medical.
Yeah, like
cuffing.
Well,
like if I'm
he has
down,
he has the connections for approval. But
I think
uh,
he
your
was
foot
just making
down,
a
sir.
I'm
joke.
just
We're
approving
just
these as we go. I'm just letting you know.
Dave.
Hey, Les.
yeah, he knows
Um,
Dave. Dave's
Nah,
Dave's part of the higher.
nah, we know
Dave.
Jupiter's
government.
But
Jupiter's
hopefully
dad is
Dave
a
doesn't
government
get stabbed
employee.
by 21 senators.
He might.
Yo!
Dave might get stabbed by 21
Yo!
senators later on. You never know. But
So yeah,
anywho,
we
okay.
also will have an Caesar.
The way
Alright,
the cuffing is
um,
now, if you down someone on a scene, cuff them, search them, bring them to the hospital, get them medical, do what you got to do. The way it currently is. And yeah,
So nothing changed with
Hell
that.
yeah, man. That's
nothing
what I'm
changed with
talking
that.
about.
Medical cuffing.
So I got a question
Yeah.
for the force.
I would say though. Oh, sorry, real quick. Well, I would say once you lay him down on the bed, cuff him to the bed. Like
Gently.
let him lay down properly so medical can turn him over and treat him properly, but cuff him to the bed, just so. And then like if they get up and run when they're cuffed to the bed, just like
Beat the shit out of them.
You do what you're supposed to do. Like if they get up and run, like then they shouldn't be doing that. That needs to be.
Do we get them pajamas as well?
Flashlight season then.
Yeah,
Most
flashlight
of them
season.
wear pajamas already.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
If
right.
they
You're
run,
right,
I'm
Deputy
using my
Chief. They all wear
K9.
pajamas anyway, with a bulletproof vest on top.
That's crazy.
Crazy hair
Remember
day
when they used to
approved?
wear antlers? I believe it was Aztecas. They were very popular for the antlers.
Everyone just brings up the Aztecas all the time. Stop with the Aztecas.
Can I wear
Listen, if you were around
They
for
were also known for
Aztecas,
You
PJs.
weren't even there
Sorry,
for
the
the bad, for the
Imperials.
worst part of Aztecas.
oh, the Imperials is crazy.
You really weren't here for the worst of it.
I remember the Aztecas.
I
came here with them.
Yo, can we get a blue medal
never gone
for
such lane.
surviving the Aztecas?
I agree.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't even survive it. We need the medal.
I
Fuck
was
you,
there. What
Gallagher.
you mean?
No, you
I'll add it to
fucking
the-
weren't.
Who's
You
Gallagher?
fucking weren't.
I was there.
I'll add it to the.
No,
email.
you weren't. Okay, let's continue on. Let's continue
I
on.
got that
let's,
body
let's
cam,
finish
I'm
this up.
just
I have one more thing to go over before we pass up. Before I pass it along to the other people here. Last thing I want to bring up. Let's make sure we are handling as much as we can here in city. And if we do have to handle things in emails, I do want us to make sure we are using proper proper email format. I can show you guys what the format is. I'll put it into LSPD chat for you. Real quick, give me 1 second.
Is it kind of like the one I did?
One sec.
Oh.
You see what me and Max just put into LSPD chat?
Yeah, that's how
That's
I
what
always do it.
that's how your email should be written. That is using. I'll put in Max. When I put in after that, what you're using to do that?
Yeah, for most of us, it's the muscle next to our one muscle.
The tilde. It's the
The
tilde.
tilde
yeah.
muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to do it twice, right?
3 times.
Three
Three
times. That's right.
times.
3 times. Yeah.
Yeah. But in the beginning and the end of what you're writing, you do the tilde muscle 3 times. That's how all emails should be written to differentiate your emails from any other conversations you have with anybody. Like I said, if we can, let's try and keep it in the building as much as possible, and not use the emails unless we absolutely have to. Let's try and just keep everything professional and how it should be. But then, like I said, like the only time I'm gonna use, the only time like if you try and use something in the emails that is against someone for any reason, If it's not in that format, it's not going to be it's not going to be a PD issue at that point. It'll be a different issue. All right. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay, we can stop right. We can stop. We can stop doing that. And,
Yo, shout
Oh,
out to
it's PD
Beastwood for that last one.
What the fuck, Beastwood?
I hate you. I hate you so
What
much.
the fuck?
I got a couple non-SOP suggestions I'd like to ask about.
Okay. Before we get into questions, real quick, does anyone else in white want to say anything?
Yeah. Just about the cuffing thing. I'm a visual person. Is there any way we can show what it looks like now with the new
I got you.
cuffing?
Oh,
and-
you
no,
you
not
can cuff
me.
me, Chief.
Tex. You bastard. I said no.
Just keep the hat on, Chief. You
Out
can
of
cuff
all the
me.
things you've done to me this entire time I've been in the police force, you deserve it.
Tex. Can we use text to show like what it would look like?
Yeah.
from beginning
I'm
to
not
end?
washed, so.
Yeah, I'm not. I am. So.
As you showed me last night, you were.
All right. So okay. So going for cuffs. I try and cuff him.
He's washed.
Nah, I ain't washed, buddy boy. I ain't washed.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
So now he tries to run. I cuff him again.
Beat him.
Beat him with a
him.
nightstick. Beat him with a nightstick.
Shove it in his ass. I mean,
Okay.
What?
That's
What the
it.
fuck?
All right, go with
His
cuffs
name's-
again.
I want to
I
see
need
the
me
light
a-
out
I
of his
need me a
mouth.
comfortable
my
working
God.
with her. I need me a
Lieutenant
freak like Robin.
He is
All right,
zesty,
all right.
but
I
Alright.
need me a
Lieutenant
freak
Zesty.
like Robin.
Attention.
Let the dogs of
order in
him
the
let
court.
him bite.
Let me bring out Ghost real quick.
I'm so washed.
Eyes washed.
Well, anywho,
got out of it 3 times.
that's the gist of the thing. So 3 times, if they break the third time, then you
Shoot
can
'em.
Flashlight season.
no.
Can we
Back
can
in.
we warn them that
If
this
you
is going to
shoot
be
somebody,
happening? By
I
the
will
way,
arrest you and put you in jail personally.
can I just
Neutralize
mention
the
that we
threat.
probably
Packing's
should be
just as
warning
good.
them that
Hold
they're
on,
going to
let-
get beat
let
with a
Avery say what
nightstick
she
if
has
they
to say.
keep breaking cuffs.
Yeah. So
'Cause
yeah,
we
you
should
can go ahead and
probably
warn
be
'em.
warning people that that's going to happen.
Warn 'em,
Fuck that, no
if you break
warning.
it one more time, I will beat you with a nightstick.
I'm gonna
Can I-
bop
can
you
I give an
upside the
example?
fucking
His
head.
experience, not our words, because they obviously
What
don't
does
listen to our
John ask?
words.
Can I give an
Right,
example?
nightstick.
Hey, if they don't listen, that's on them.
No, I don't want you
Beat their
yelling.
ass.
You're just
I,
gonna
I,
yell.
I won't yell. I won't yell.
Oh,
Put
you
this
guys say
shit in
something.
a
You gotta
loud
say
voice.
something foul. I know it. I know you.
Alrighty, guys. So when they break cuffs the second time, you scream, "Stop resisting! Stop resisting, or I will beat you into submission! Stop resisting!"
Yes, sir.
Daniels, I think
Does that come with a gag ball?
something that's
Yeah,
more
that
appropriate
actually isn't that
would
bad,
be
yeah.
You mean the
That
ball
voice
gag?
if you
does
keep
not make
resisting,
me
you're gonna end up in
submit.
a body bag. What do you think?
No,
What
it's
do you
only when
think?
I bring out the shotgun.
Oh, okay, got it.
All right.
Yo,
Anywho,
where's
let's
the
continue-
beanbag guns?
Let's continue on so we
Hey.
can get out of here. Okay. Anyone else have anything else to say in command wise?
Got some goddamn
command
kinky
wise?
people in this department.
I'm
Sakura,
not washed. I had a
Looking at you, Blackbird.
No.
Max,
Nothing on my
There's a
side.
no in there somewhere.
Charlotte.
No, good.
All right. Tex.
Hey, that was great, sir.
Bobby
That was
flexing
great.
my muscle.
You got anything, Tex?
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Rodriguez. Got anything?
Nothing for me. Just gotta dap
Alright.
up my boy Bob. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Any of you guys got any questions?
Yeah. The cars.
What
What's
the
up with
cars?
them?
Oh, you
Like
should
what?
be getting new vehicles, and if you didn't get them yet, reach out to people who have the catalog.
No, I got them already, but
won't be
I'm
getting a
saying
refund.
like, what like the SOPs doesn't even reflect the new cars that we should be using.
They're gonna be changed. So that was going
Damn
off
it.
of what I originally thought they were, but they were different than what I put on there. But
I
they're gonna be
got
changed
happy.
as we speak.
So senior officers don't get Buffalo.
You get a bison.
Discuss. No comment.
Does that mean that I get a scouts?
You get a
So we
pedal
only
bike.
get a Vic and a freaking scout.
No.
Just senior
Yeah, that's
officers.
I
really
just-
bad.
I just don't see why we don't just get cars.
Of
What'd you say,
course,
Buffalo?
gonna get.
Car. I want a fucking
No.
Buffalo.
The car sucks ass. I'm just gonna let you guys know.
I want some
No,
They
it's
all do.
All right, guys.
well, yeah, they're all pretty bad.
Buffalo is okay.
But I mean, local
Blast.
cars are gonna be getting tuned differently again anyway. So
I hope so because
When
we
is
can't
that
keep
gonna
up with
happen?
shit.
Let me get one of them.
The two vehicles we currently have as officers and senior underperforming to what we are mostly
Very
going
much
against.
so.
All of the vehicles. Literally the only vehicle
even
that
the
can
heat
keep up.
vehicle
Yeah, the
cannot
only
keep up
vehicle
with a
that keep
stolen
up with the
vehicle.
Torrents.
These days is the Taurus.
Are we
And
safe to leave the meeting? I just gotta
Taurus
fly
can't keep
out.
up with Sultans. It's
Yeah,
pretty
you guys
epic.
are good now. You're good now. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
And that's coming from
Alright.
an experienced driver who's
Let's
not very bad
let's
at
go ahead and wrap
driving.
this up. People are starting to get antsy and
can't
falling
Wait,
asleep and
you're
stuff.
experienced?
Yeah,
We got the
God,
improvements.
why are you all going to
I
beat
told
more
you guys
suspects
at
in the
the beginning of
hospital?
meeting,
Quiet!
I mean, I hope you all pay attention.
I mean, realistically, half the things got
The
changed
pacing
anyway,
training
like
for
all
the
the important
1080s.
I said it was an
I
important
kept
meeting
getting
for a
too
reason.
close.
No, I'm saying like within the
I know.
meeting they got changed.
Exactly.
Like,
That's why. That's what made this appeal. That's
Wash.
what made the
But that was back when we had
meeting
armor.
important.
And
because there were
cigarette on
issues with
floor.
things. Now was the
I heard that we
chances
get
to
Tauruses taken, so we're
hopefully
fucked.
get them fixed.
What'd you say?
And speak our complaints and issues.
Good luck on
So are we gonna
chasing
have
anybody in
another
a
meeting
Sultan
about
or
Wash.
anything like that.
No,
You're
the
just
changes
gonna
were
get
Yo,
fucking
all
dusted.
this is
You're
a
gonna
heat
get
Corvette,
gapped.
Yes,
and
changes
I
were
got
approved
gapped
already
by
for
a
now.
stolen
So if
vehicle.
anything gets
I
changed,
know.
we'll let you know.
It's a
That's
We'll
exactly
be
the
actively
Corvette.
point,
How did I get gapped by a
fighting to keep
stolen
them the way they are
Yes,
currently.
because if there's anything that gets changed,
With
That's
probably no
taken.
upgrades
Yeah,
on
just
it.
little
Two
tweaks that they get changed.
Gapplebees.
Yeah, there'll be
Bro,
announcements.
my
for it.
headaches, dude. No, I
Why
fucking
is the
did
fastest
it.
car a command vehicle?
That's a great
Rock paper
question
scissors for it.
No, go ahead. 'cause
that
the
I don't have
questions
the
are a
answer
lot
to.
bigger than small.
Okay.
They're like medium push.
I just work here.
Yeah, there's still a couple
Valid.
people ahead of you though.
Well, if anybody needs
Yeah,
cars, I can
everyone-
do that.
Yeah, if you don't have any questions for us, you could head
Ah,
out.
yes, another person with a catalog.
Alright, what's up, sorry?
Yeah, anyone that
You're
doesn't
welcome.
need
I
to
need
stay
you to
back,
stop.
you guys are free to go 10-8 again.
Yep,
Yeah.
strike.
I'm
We get a
there.
strike. That's it.
They'll
I
so
forgot.
any forms for filling out should be out should be out this weekend. I would say Sunday the latest.
I will.
And my
I'm
second
out.
question.
Remember,
is,
guys,
I
don't
will not be
1v3
working.
get more
unless you're
officers
me.
involved in different things.
Come on, Kotas.
He fucking heard me shout his ass out. Task force. Like right now, there's a
1v5
problem
at
with
the
people
mines.
carrying long guns on their back. What if we put 4 to 5 officers together in a task force, and that was kind of like their main job for a week or two, was to crack down on the usage of
Slap
long
your
guns.
hands.
So I mean, we should be actively
they
doing that.
patrol- Well, I know we should, but if we had like some officers who just kind of like that was their main focus for like a week to
I mean,
you know
if we get
patrol
if,
through Legion.
You
patrol
coming?
through the
You
hospital.
coming? You coming?
But right now, like
Wake up.
we're just starting to get enough people to cover all the calls coming in.
Wake up.
So I don't want to have 4 or 5
Wake up.
officers that
Wake up.
now can't
Wake
shouldn't
up.
be responding to calls
Wake
because
up.
they're looking for long guns. I think it's just better that we all should be actively trying to get the long guns off the street. And
Poke.
like for example,
Poke.
I'll always
Poke.
drive through Legion parking. And if I see a gun on someone's back, I will call them back up immediately, and then we'll push that guy.